Hello, hello. Welcome to the Blerd Bites podcast. Hi, I'm your host, Rochi-san. Let's talk about some anime, shall we? Today's topic is all about Isekai anime. And for those of you who don't know, Isekai is basically whenever a character is teleported to another world, taken to a parallel world, or even reincarnated into another person. To start the list, we have one of my favorites. It is called Arifureta, and it is spelled Arifureta. So that is Arifureta from Commonplace to the World's Strongest, and that came out in 2019. This series is about a timid high schooler named Hajime, and his entire class, including the teacher, gets transported to another world in order to save it. Everyone but Hajime gets cool powers like strength or fire or whatever, but poor Hajime only has the power for transmutes, which means he can make things out of other things, like make bullets out of rocks. So his power isn't really the best in offensive, so he gets teased a lot by his classmates. It takes a fellow classmate's betrayal that leaves poor Hajime for death that changes Hajime forever. The timid boy that we're first introduced to is no more. Instead, we have basically a bad boy. And in a way, Hajime becomes more of a antagonist instead of the protagonist. It's a really cool series because you basically root for the bad guy. It's not all doom and gloom for Hajime. He even gets his own harem, too. A harem of different species, but they're all very, very beautiful and attractive to him, of course. Other harem anime you might be interested in would be the Tenchi Muyo universe, Girlfriend, and next up is Konosuba, which is spelled Knosuba. Konosuba, God's blessing on this wonderful world. It started in 2016. It just got renewed for another season. Personally, I can't wait till season 3 drops. This is one of the funniest fantasy isekai anime out there. When a loser named Kazuma sacrifices his life, gets another lease on life in a magical world. Too bad the goddess informs him that he gave up his life for a tractor and not a truck. She then begins to laugh at him. So to get revenge, Kazuma said, "I get to take one thing with me, I'm taking you." And of course, the goddess was like, wait, you can't do that, but you can because he'll use her as a weapon. Further to injury, this goddess, named as Aqua, is the goddess of water, but she's actually a good-for-nothing and cries about everything. Along with Aqua, Kazuma also gets a masochist loving knight by the name of Darkness, and then an explosion magic mage by the name of Megumin. It's a really funny series. I love it so much. Other comedy anime you might like would be Chio's School World, One Piece, and The Vampire Dies in No Time. Number 3 is Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. It came out in 2021. It's basically about a 30-something-year-old man that gets reincarnated as a baby to 2 adventurers in a fantasy. Goes by the name Rudy's Grey Rat, or Rudy for short. Even as a baby, he keeps his past life memories, which actually makes Rudius very perverted and very, very, very girl crazy. Rudius goes to learn magic and become the best mage he can ever become. Other fantasy anime would be Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, Inuyasha, and Yashahime. Number 4 is I Gotta Cheat, skill in another world, and became unrivaled in the real world too. This came out in 2023. Bullied and neglected by all but his grandfather, an unloved and insecure teenager by the name of Yuya inherits his grandfather's house. There he finds a passage to another world. Yuya learns to battle beasts and monsters and even levels up the way he looks. He goes from a zero to a hero. I consider Yuya a cinnamon roll, which basically means a character that you root for and you want to win no matter what. You really root for this character. Some of the best cinnamon roll characters from anime would be Toru Honda from Fruits Basket, Boji from Ranking of Kings, and Anna from Spy Family. Number 5 is Fushigi Yuki. This came out in 1995, when a mysterious book called Universe of the Gods teleports besties Miyaka and Yui to ancient China. There they're bestowed the titles of Priestess of Suzaku and Priestess of Siryu. These titles end up making them clash against each other a lot. This is also one of the first reverse harem that I've experienced. And reverse harems are exactly what they sound like. Instead of being a regular harem where it's a one guy and multiple girls, reverse harem is when the girl is the main character and she's at least two guys that her love interests. Here's some more reverse harem for you. I would say Diabolic Lovers, Brothers Conflict, and The Wallflower. Number 6 is Magic Knight Ray Earth, and it came out in 1994 when 3 middle schoolers by the name of Hikaru, Fu, and Umi go on a field trip to Tokyo Tower. They are teleported to a magical world. There, their task was saving the princess. This series is very female-oriented, very female-powered. It's made by the all-female group known as Clamp. Other female knights in anime would be Urza from Fairy Tail, Saber from the Fate series, and Darkness from Konosuba. Number 7 is The Rising of the Shield Hero. This came out in 2019, when Naofumi and a couple of tools get transported to another world in order to save it. Now, the tools get cool weapons like a sword or a spear, even a bow and arrow, but poor Naofumi ends up getting a shield. All I can say is you'd be surprised what this boy can do with a shield. It's more than just offensive, it's also defensive. Some of the best shonen series out there would be Hunter x Hunter, Death Note, and Tokyo Ghoul. Number 8 is My Next Life as a Villainess. All Routes Lead to Doom. And this came out in 2020. When a high school gamer girl dies, she gets transported into her favorite dating sim game. She ends up being the villainess named as Katarina. So now Katarina must use her knowledge of the game so she doesn't end up dying again. Other villainous anime you might like would be I'm the Villainess, So I'm Taming the Final Boss, I'm in Love with the Villainess, and Bibliophile Princess. Number 9 is Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun, and this came out in 2019. Good boy named Iruma is a 14-year-old boy that is neglected and overused by his parents, until one day his greedy parents actually sold him to a demon. Yes, a demon. Ironically, that demon didn't want to eat him. The demon actually wanted a grandson to spoil. This is a really feel-good anime where you really root for Iruma because it's his first time doing kid things. I mean, he was working in the shipyards his whole life. Now he gets to finally go to school and have a wonderful life, as long as nobody finds out he's actually a human in the netherworld. Some other school life anime would be My Hero Academia, The Irregular at Magic School, and Horimiya. Number 10, our last one here would have to be Inuyasha, which came out in 2000. This is a feudal fairy tale about a half-demon named Inuyasha and his team that basically take on other demons to protect ancient Japan. Inuyasha even has a love triangle with his first love and her reincarnation. Some other romance anime that you might like would be Say I Love You, Peach Girl, and A Sign of Affection. That's all for this week, folks. Thank you so much for listening into my show. If you'd like to contact me, give me a follow on Instagram at DABLERD Bites, BITES. So it's the Blerd Bites on Instagram. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of the week, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Bite this at myyahoo.com. It's spelled BITES.